Hello, students. I hope you're all doing well. Welcome to the virtual world of business studies.
Good afternoon, dear students. A warm welcome to the business studies session. Today, I thought I would present another very interesting subtopic, which is called as nature of management. So, this subtopic is very important because a lot of questions come into the examination and students often get confused. They don't understand whether management is an art, management is a science, or management is a profession. Let me move on to the next slide where we say the nature of management is very significant in understanding the principles and practices of management, which has been formed after long years of observation, experience of managers. Now, nature of management can be put into three categories: management as an art, management as science, management as profession. There are a lot of authors who regard management as science because they are well tested and experimented principles of management. Some authors describe management as an art because there is more of practice required in management, whereas some authors feel that management is going towards the path of profession. Now, I would conclude in this slide saying management is science, art, or profession. We must understand the features and meaning of science, art, and profession and then compare them with management meaning and features to have a clear understanding of the nature of management. Let us move on to the next slide. Management as an art has three features. Number one, existence of theoretical knowledge. Now let me elaborate these features. In every art, there is systematic and organized study material available to acquire theoretical knowledge of the art. For example, there are various books available on different ragas in music. Coming down to the second feature, which is called as personalized application. In the field of art, only theoretical knowledge is not enough. Every artist must have personal skill and creativity to apply that knowledge. Let's move on to the third point, which is based on practice and creativity. The artist requires regular practice of art to become more fine and perfect. Without practice, artists lose their perfection. Art requires creative practice. Now, on comparing the features of art with management, we find all the features of art are present in management. So we can all call management as an art of getting the things done by others. Let's move on to the next slide where we are talking of management as science. Let us look into the features of science, which says management is a systematic body of knowledge, or science is a systematic body of knowledge. In science, organized and systematic study material is available, which is used to acquire the knowledge of science. Likewise, in management also there is availability of systematic and organized study material. So we can confirm, we can say that this feature of science is present in management. Let's move on to the second feature, which is principles based on experimentation. Now, if we look at this feature, we understand that scientific principles are developed through observation and then tested through repeated experiments. The management principles are also developed through observation and experiment, but since management deals with human beings and human behavior, it cannot be accurately predicted. Therefore, management can be called as inexact science. And so, students, we have to understand this thing clearly. This feature of science is partially present in management. Now, let us examine the third feature of science, which is universal validity. If we look at scientific principles, they are universally applied and valid. However, management principles are not exact like scientific principles. So their application and use is not universal. They need to be modified according to the given situation. So this feature of science is not present in management. Now, on comparing the features of science with management, we find that one feature of science is present in management, whereas two are not present. So, management cannot be considered as pure or exact science, but we can call it as an inexact science or social science. Let's move on to the next slide. Now, management as a profession. Profession has the following characteristics or features. One is well-defined body of knowledge. As we all know, in every profession, there is a practice of systematic body of knowledge which helps the professionals to gain specialized knowledge of that profession. Now, in case of management also, there is availability of systematic body of knowledge and there are large number of books available on management studies. Scholars are studying various business situations and are trying to develop new principles to tackle these situations. So, currently, this feature of profession is present in management also. Let's move on to the second point, which is called as restricted entry. The entry to a profession is restricted through an examination or degree. For example, a person can practice as doctor only when he is having an MBBS degree. Whereas there is no legal restriction on appointment of manager. Anyone can become a manager irrespective of the educational qualification. But now, many companies prefer to appoint managers only with an MBA degree. So, presently, this feature of profession is not present in management. But I believe very soon it will be included with statutory backing. Let's move on to the third feature, which is professional association. Now, for all the professions, special associations are established and every professional has to get himself registered with his association before practicing that profession. Say for example, doctors have to get themselves registered with Medical Council of India. Similarly, lawyers with Bar Council of India. But in case of management, various management associations are set up both at national and international level, which have some membership rules and set of ethical codes. Say for example, IMA. In New Delhi, National Institute of Personnel Management at Kolkata, etc. But legally, it is not compulsory for managers to become a part of these organizations by registration. So what do we understand? Presently, this feature of profession is not present in management, but I hope very soon it will be included and it gets statutory backing from the government also. Let's come now to the fourth point, existence of ethical code of conduct. Now, for every profession, there are set of ethical codes fixed by professional organizations, and they are binding on all the professionals of that particular profession. However, in case of management, there is a growing emphasis on ethical behavior of managers. All India Management Association has devised a code of conduct for Indian managers, but legally it is not compulsory for all the managers to get registered with AIMA and abide by the ethical codes. So what do we understand? Presently, this feature of profession is not present in management, but very soon it will be included with statutory backing. Now let's move on to the last feature, which is called as service motive. Now, if you observe, the basic motive of every profession is to serve the clients with dedication, whereas the basic purpose of management is achievement of management goal. Say, for example, a business organization has the goal of profit maximization. But nowadays, only profit maximization cannot be the sole goal of an enterprise. To survive in market for a longer period of time, a businessman must give due importance to social objectives along with economic objectives. So what do we understand? Presently, this feature of profession is not present, but very soon it will be included. Now, children, let us move on to the next slide. And here, I would like to rather conclude saying, on comparing the features of profession with management, we can conclude that presently all the features of profession are not present in management, but very soon, maybe by the next decade, this will be included in management with statutory backing. So we can say management is on the path of becoming a full-fledged profession. Today, it may not be recognized as full-fledged profession like a doctor or a lawyer, but very soon it will be recognized as a full-fledged profession. Thank you, children. Great day ahead.